Welcome ladies and gentlemen to episode 2 of how to print a 3D vinyl record. If you haven't had a chance to have a look at my first episode, then please go do check it out. Now before we begin today, there are a few things that we need to do in preparation for today's episode. I'd like you to go into the link description down below and download a program called Python, as we are going to be coding today. If you've never done coding before, it's okay, it's very simple and it won't be too long as well. So if we just keep going with the steps and keep going with the processes, we'll get there eventually. So just jump down in the links below and download Python. For those of you on Mac, you already have Python running as your coding software and your programming software behind. So make sure you download it for those who are using Windows. There's a specific version 2.5.4, so definitely download that and get it installed onto your computer. We're going to be taking the audio file and converting it into a series of digital increments, which will then be laid onto the 3D version in later episodes to come. So we'll take things very slowly, and for those of you who have any questions, please subscribe and hit a comment down below. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions for you. So we're going to move along. In the folder that you kept aside from the rest of the computer with all the files in it, what we're going to do is move on to our first process. We are going to open up the folder 3D printed record master and then move on to processing 3D printed record. Inside you find where we pasted and replaced our pattern.wav file, or whatever your audio file is named. And inside there is also a file called wav2text.py. What we have to do is open up this file. I'm using a program called Text Wrangler. It allows you to open up any coding software or any file that has any coding within it, and you're able to edit and delete certain lines and then also check for running and syntaxes. So we need to make sure that we're using a program. You can probably use your terminal program as well, and for the Windows users, definitely use Python to run this code. I'm using Text Wrangler just as an editing basis and just to double check on any syntaxes. So within the file you can see all the coding for the actual file itself. Text Wrangler has obviously opened up where my file needs to be. I'm now going to input the name of my audio file into where it says your file name here, to which mine is called pattern.wav. Leave the quotation marks there and make sure that the name of your pattern.wav file is the same name as the audio file that's saved within the folder to which where wav2text.py is saved also. Once that's done, we're moving to save that file and closing that file, and we're now going to begin coding. Simple, very simple coding for those who understand coding. I'm going to be opening up Terminal, and this is my backend for Python. So Python, Mac users already have Python on it. For those on Windows, need to download Python to make sure it's all ready to go. And we have to go to the directory of processing 3D printed record via Terminal. So the way we do that is type in ls, which opens up a series of selections within the computer, and that allows you to choose a selection by typing in cd. So cd space desktop, as my folder with all my files are in it is saved on my desktop. The folder is called step 1, so I need to type in ls again, which gives me a whole range of selections for everything that is on the desktop. As you can see, it says here step 1, which is also the name of my folder, which has everything in it. I'll now type in cd step 1, to which selects that directory as my directory. Make sure that any of your folders, any of your names of your files are one word and there's no spaces in between it, as Terminal might see certain things and might not pick up certain things the way you want it to. So make sure it's just one word, which makes it a lot easier for you. So now we're in step 1 folder. We're going to type in ls to find 3D printed record master, and we need to type in cd 3D printed record -master. Make sure that you're also using capitals just in case it does spasm and all of a sudden it doesn't work. Press enter, which will take us into that. Type in ls once more to give you processing 3D printed record. So you type in cd processing 3D printed record, which will give us a directory of that. Type in ls once more to then give us the opening file to which wavtotext.py is within. Now we need to run that file wavtotext.py by typing in Python space wavtotext.py. Press enter and it will lag a little bit, but in the folder to which you saved your pattern.wav file as well as your wavtotext.py file, you'll see another file pop up in that directory called pattern.txt, txt. So enter, computer will lag a little bit, and eventually a pattern.txt file will show up in your folder to which you can just view it, and you should come up with something very similar to this. So just a whole series of numbers which acts as the increments, in my case, as the increments for the 3D printed vinyl record. So when you look at a groove close up on a vinyl record, you can see all the little increments, depths, everything to which creates the sound of that record. So this is episode 2. Please go back to episode 1 and episode 2 if you are having any problems, but also subscribe and comment below and I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. It is a little bit complex for some of you who don't know how to code. For those who do know how to code, hopefully it should be in your ballpark. Like I said, if you have any questions, please comment below. Thank you.